Hello and welcome. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna start counting like Sesame Street. Like I was saying, welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you who are wondering what this is, well, it's Dungeons and Dragons. More specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this is not something you want to watch, well, too bad. We started, and hopefully you're watching this from Twitch or YouTube because they give suggestions, so you have a way out. For everyone else, you're stuck with us. No, but we hope you'll have a pleasant evening, especially since you're supposed to be here because you want to be here. Whatever the reason. So, let's just hope that you felt it was a good deal exchanging your soul for these few moments. But other than that, yeah, we hope you're going to have a pleasant evening with us. Pleasant Wednesday, Friday, if you're watching this on the rebroadcast. I'm mentioning this from the beginning. Because, remember, if there are more than 3 or more people staying at the end on the Friday, we always try to raid. Because I don't want to have this label of being, oh, wow, Drakenmemoria is raiding you with 1 raider. That's just awkward. At least for me, anyway. So, yeah. Well, hope you're going to have a pleasant evening, and I feel like I'm missing something. And don't worry, we're going to do our best to entertain you. For publicities, well, there was the thunderstorm that you were hearing. That's Ambient Mixer. If you see a battle map, that's Dungeon Alchemist. If you see a world map, that's Wonderdraft. And those are the software or website I am using to create all of this. Ta-da! Everything else I did myself. This is why everything is not well drawn. So, I'm almost sarcastic about this. So, anyone has publicities? Sam, who's sponsoring tonight's episode? What do you mean? You haven't received your food yet?
No, I have my food.
Ah.
It's the same. It's usually the same Wednesday food as always.
Okay.
McDonald's?
Yep.
Let's go.
They don't actually sponsor us.
No, they don't. Well, they don't know it yet. But
brought to you by Bagels and Cream. Bagels and cream, bagels and cream. My little ladder loves bagels and cream.
Well, to be honest, I did have a moment in my life where I thought that what I was doing was sponsored by Pepsi. It was traveling in Europe and Spain. Everywhere I was going, there were always these chairs with a huge Pepsi logo on it. At one point, I just took one and I took a picture of one and just wrote the caption for when I was arriving home, sponsored by Pepsi. If there had been a camera following me, it would have been the perfect product placement. And, well, yeah, that's about everything, all the publicities we can do starting this. Unless someone wants to write something in chat, something that we can say out loud. No? Okay. We really don't have any publicities left. So, recap of last episode. Oh yeah, nothing much happened last episode. Just went up against a monster that could have really messed up the party, but fortunately, quick thinking. So, last episode, the party continued its travel toward their next destination, an out-of-the-way town nestled at the bottom of a mountain. Although this represented a small detour, the heroes hoped taking the scenic route. would help let's start this phrase again. Yeah, I don't know. Tonight, reading is not that good for me. So, the heroes hope taking the scenic route would help throw their pursuer off their trail. Yay, I managed it. Barely an hour before arriving, however, the path they had been following led them to an encounter with a rather unpleasant ghost. Mostly sure of their ability to survive this creature, because no one thought about looking at the slime Jorg has in his pocket, they engaged the new enemy and rescued one victim of the ghostly being.
There will come a day.
Because we're the heroes of this story.
Yes.
There will come a day when we remember to look at the jelly, but it was not this day.
So, after saving this poor fellow, the party decided to keep on going, bring him back to his little town, and also pondering a little bit why their new friend, Sichet, seemed to be this troubled by the last combat. When they arrived, they realized the town had been attacked in the last hours or so, probably. Last few hours. As the main gate was damaged severely. And so, with this moment of shock, well, I don't know what the party decided to do, because this is exactly where we stopped. When everyone saw that gate being busted. And we didn't
And
get...
then suddenly the cart was turning around.
On the road again. Alright. Now you're making me thirsty. I have a bigger one than yours.
Sorry, I'm thirsty enough for the whole call.
Alright.
Sponsored by Trojan. No, it's fine. Sorry.
Sponsored by Trojan.
I don't know how I would feel about this sponsor.
Just to be clear here, sponsored by Magnum.
Oh, the ice cream. Yes, of course.
yeah, the ice cream.
Actually, the PI, but
They're doing a reboot.
Oh, another one again? All right. So, this is where we left off, with all of you realizing that the town, also called in this place the way station where you were going, had been attacked. The gate was severely damaged, but after the initial shock, you do notice that some people seem to be trying to replace the door in its hinges. There are a few people outside and a few machines to help them pull the gate back into its place. So there's still life in there. Well, at least there's still something moving in there. And that's when you come in. What do you do?
was the town like this when you left? So I turned to the guy.
No. I'm a bit worried.
Why? Everyone you know and love's already dead. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I don't say that.
You better not.
I'm gonna walk into the forest now.
He just gets off and asks you for a raw meat, put it around his neck, and start walking in the forest.
I'll be like, well, I'll turn to the rest of the party, or I guess the people who are next to me, which is Remy and Jorg, because Toby and Fisher are at the back. I'll be like, well, should we check it out, or should we just leave him here?
I mean, we got him here.
your new friends is
Toby, you're not there. You're at the back.
It's not a big cart, right?
I don't know how big it is, to be fair.
oh well, it's
This
it's
cart was meant to move food and other resources.
yeah,
I
it's
guess
So-
it's probably pretty big.
at most it's probably something like 8 feet long. So unless you're whispering, yeah, people are hearing you all the way to the back. Tobiashi
Okay.
and Fisher pushing the cart and not pulling the cart.
I'll be like, should we just drop him off here?
The gate's damaged, but intact.
It doesn't seem like they're actively being attacked right now, so
I mean, it's probably best that we don't have, like people who know where we've been. So maybe we should just leave him here and keep going.
Once the rat sweets one house, you'll find it at your neighbor's.
There is a moment of confusion from the man you rescued. I think I'd rather you all come in. It's maybe someone needs help.
see, that's what I'm worried about.
What's going on up there?
Also, like, if we can trust you not to tell anyone we've been here, but if we go in and a whole town sees us,
Oh, right.
I look over
Right,
to Fisher.
of
I'm like,
course.
what's taking them so long? What are we doing?
I put my hand behind Toby's back and gently nudge him forward as we just walk to the front of the cart.
No. God damn it. All right. Well, I'll go. I'll go.
Here, I'll tell the guy, I'll pull your cart up to the gate, but I don't want to get involved in any conflict if it's going on. So
Right.
we'll get your cart up to the gate.
Okay. I don't want to get you involved in maybe you're right. All right. So just like of course I need your help getting it there because I don't have any horse anymore. So yeah, okay. When you arrive closer, you suddenly hear someone just yell, "Who goes there?"
I start walking away.
Yeah, it's me. I'm back. You hear someone yell, "Already? There was a problem. Some people helped me so I could come back. Is everything all right?" You hear someone yell back, "Yeah, come back in. The more the merrier. We need strong people to place that gate back."
if only they
So
had
we're
some
leaving,
strong
right?
people to help.
I know. Imagine if they had some strong people to help them put their gate back up. Yeah, no. So we're going, right?
He turns toward all of you and says, "Oh, it's really up to you. I don't know what you're involved in, and I won't force you. You already helped me as best you could, I think. So if you just want to leave and go around."
I mean, if the people aren't actively in danger, it might be nice to have a place that was safe to sleep in. If we're not going to get involved in something else.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And if you really don't want to attract attention, we've just added a room to our house. My wife just had twins. So,
Congrats.
thank you. They're still babies, so they mostly sleep in a crib in our room. But if you don't mind sharing a large room, you're welcome to sleep at my house.
Yeah, that could be nice.
I'm gonna put my hood up, put my face mask on, with my silk.
You realize that makes you look more obvious.
You put your mask
Don't
on,
care.
and immediately you
I don't
see the
want
guy.
them to see my face.
Okay, that's different.
It's like, hold on. I need to look less suspicious. Puts on the Batman suit.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. All right. I guess I'll take the cart. I'll start wheeling the cart inside the gate.
I guess I'll go back to the back of the cart and push it.
Good. Fisher, are you pushing or pulling? We have to keep with the theme of the last episode, you know.
Fisher was doing nothing. That
Yeah.
might be the continued theme.
I think.
He was encouraging Tobiyashi. Come on, Toby, push.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Hang out. Fuck it, I'll push the cart.
All right. So you come inside and you inch your way through the gates, and the closer you get, the more it becomes apparent that something happened, but it remained very close to the gate. The moment you cross the gate, the town seems to be intact. There's nothing burning. There's nothing burning. There's no bodies littered everywhere.
That's good.
There are a few people being treated for minor burns. So you're getting the impression that probably something exploded near the gate. But that was it. There's nothing big. And judging from the damage of the gate, feels like it was very targeted.
I mean, like based on looking at the gate, would it be like can we guess at like the nature of like what the damage came from? Nature, not necessarily specifics, obviously.
If you're just looking at it from a distance, yeah, perception.
Uh, 18.
18. So, as the cart slowly enters and you get to watch the damage up close, you see scorch mark, which would indicate that some type of explosive was used. And seeing that the scorch mark are only present where the hinges of the gate are, you get the feeling that someone just wanted to blast out the door. It's very targeted, so the goal was not to create a permanent hole in the place, but just to create a breach that could eventually easily be fixed.
Weird.
Very weird.
Not unless it's a very specific scenario, but not enough evidence for that. Anyway.
While you're watching the door, you can even hear a few people talking and gathering bits of information from what they're saying. Everyone feels like it was a really weird thing. Like, only half a plan happened.
It's like they found one half of the blueprints and just like, dang it, if only I knew how this ended.
I'm sorry, I can't stop thinking about like never mind, the Castlevania and like the town vibes when suddenly everything blew up and got lit on fire and summoned demons from the other realm. Anyway, it's fine.
Well,
All right. Okay. I guess they did say they needed help with the gate. I could help them with the gate if they would like,
Mhm.
and ask them what happened while I help them.
What will happen? Well, the gate will be put back into places, and they will repair the hinges.
No, I more like what
Oh, he said
like
what
what
happened
exact
to
like
you.
what happened here. Like
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Once you're completely inside, obviously someone realizes that there are no horse to this cart. It's all being pulled or pushed by people. And immediately you have someone that arrives and just tells you to wait for a moment. They're going to get horses just to get the cart back to the warehouse, where the granary, where it's supposed to be. And they're going to try and go back out maybe tomorrow or the day after, once they're sure that nothing else is going to happen. And when you go to the gate and you offer yourself to help, well, of course, immediately when they look at you, they notice that you're not a frail old person, but you're rather muscular. And the question is, do you let them see that you're a dragonborn or not?
no,
Okay.
never.
Well, you can always ask Remy or Sachet to help you by keeping an illusion up.
No, I don't ask for to help keep an illusion up. I just don't take my hood off.
Okay. So, well, obviously, very quickly, everyone notices you because you're very strong, and the moment someone tells you to pull on that rope, you start to pull as hard as you can, and immediately your shirt rips off and shows off your bulging muscles in a very
Can I choose to not have my shirt rip off, or is it not a choice?
it's technically it's a cursed object, but because you know it, you know.
Well, I
I
have
think
like
you could
cloaks, like, always
you
in-
could put your cloak over it so your shirt
Yeah,
still
my cloak
rips,
is
but
on.
it's
My cloak's on, so that I don't think they'd be able to see
they just
my
hear
shirt.
it.
They can just
They just
hear
hear-
my shirt rip.
And
Like they just hear this constant ripping. It's
Because
just
I feel like
is this man
that
dying?
might be a little weird if my shirt ripped and they suddenly saw a scaly body and not.
well, you know, there are always a few things which don't really are a bit ambiguous. Like, if you have your cloak, no one can see your back, and your arms are mostly covered by what looks like a scale armor because of the.
Yeah.
So people can deduce that you have an armor on yourself, but your abs, man, your abs. They sort of look like rock hard abs. And
We're
the
gonna
shirt,
hope, we're gonna hope they think it's just a unique type of scale armor.
the
Yeah,
shirt
it's just
rips at the right place to put to draw attention to your rock hard abs. That actually looks well, not yet. The scale
It's just
hasn't
that
reached
Hollywood Greek armor
yet.
that has the abs on it.
And I don't know why, but I keep picturing Remy looking at you exactly the way that Zach was looking at us right now.
I'll also help with the gate.
Then you see that other person over there also looking at you like this. you take time and start helping them, start pulling everything you need, everything that needs to be pulled back together, and even start hammering these large nails, these large raw metal rods to keep the gate opening on its hinges. Asking questions. I'd say roll persuasion. See how well you manage to strike up the conversation and force them to reveal information. Or you can
23.
I was gonna say, or you
Damn.
can role play it, and but I think the role is
23.
better. So while the card is being placed and everyone is getting a bit familiar with what's there, there's the inn and Remy. Well, while you're doing this, I just want to know what are the others doing? Jorg, Tobiyashi, Fisher, and Remy.
I'll also help with the gate.
All right, so are you there?
Yeah, that was my plan. I can just. Do I have another? I don't have another spirit totem. Never mind. I was gonna use a bear totem to help.
Okay.
Is
No,
everyone
that'll be
just watching
suspicious
us?
though. So I just hang out and wait for them.
I'm just
Honestly,
looking
as
around.
tempting as it is for Raimi to watch audience work, I think Raimi's actually going to follow the dude, or rather go with the dudes bringing the cart back to the granary.
Okay.
I'm kind of just walking around. Is everybody staring at us as we enter the town?
Well,
Was everyone staring at us?
Of course, you draw a little bit of attention, and you hear people asking questions among themselves. Who are they? I heard they just help. Someone get back. Do you know who's dead? Do you know who's alive? What's his wife going to do now that she doesn't have a husband anymore? They just lost, and so on. People talking about the losses, people talking, wondering what happened. Who are those people that just help? Being thankful, but still suspicious. Nothing that makes you feel like they would start asking awkward questions, but a mix of we're thankful, but we can't be too thankful. We still don't know if you're the cause of all this.
I'll just sit back with Jorg.
Apparently George is helping, so you're just
I'm
watching.
Just helping.
I'm not helping.
Okay.
'Cause I didn't
No, he
know
said he
what
was
I'd
sitting
be
back.
doing.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just sitting around and.
Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on everyone, seeing if we're being watched, if people are coming close. I know they are, but just keeping an eye on everybody. I'll talk to Jorg while I'm doing so. I'm like, well, I think the whole reason I'm kind of speaking a little low to Jorg. I don't think the main reason for us not to come here, like, it's not that I don't want to help. It's that we're putting these people in more danger being here than they are if they told on us. Because we're already kind of in something. And
Yeah.
it's not making it any better, like what happened to the last town we just left. But I don't know. I guess we gotta help them.
Yeah, if they find out about, or from the city, if the people in the city find out about our escape, they'll definitely
Here?
come here looking.
Yeah.
So we've seen what they do when they want information.
Yep. So it's fine. I just. Oh.
No, hey, if you.
I think we should have helped them on the road, but maybe not come all the way over here. Might have been a good
Yeah.
idea. Other
Yeah, I
than
don't
that,
know
we'll
if
just let them
stopping here
fix
was a
and
good
help
idea.
and see what happens. That's all we could do now.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just meditate while sitting back with Jorg and watching everybody.
Tobiyashi is meditating?
Oh, wait, 1 second. My headset unplugged. Can't hear you.
Well, that's one
He's
way
busy
of...
meditating.
There we go.
He's in
Now
the
I can
zone.
hear you. Yeah, I meditated. I'm blocking out everything. No. What happened?
I was just saying that it's weird seeing you meditate.
Oh yeah, huh?
You're a bit of a jittery monk, so
I haven't meditated in a while. I got a lot to think about right now.
Jorg, as you watch Tobiyashi start meditating, you look up and you see Cuddles looking at Tobiyashi. And you blink and you see Cuddles looking at you with one eyebrow up.
I respect Cuddles now.
It's still weird because he only moves when you're blinking or when you're not looking. It's like looking at the life of a person only through pictures taken every few seconds.
I'll blink really quick to see him in like stop motion animation.
Well, you start blinking
It's like-
really fast, and then suddenly when he's there and he's looking at you. When you blink, 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 you see him cock his head on one side. And then at the time you see him look at you intensely, and then suddenly you blink, you close, you open, and he's right there in front of you.
Getting kind of annoyed.
And I see part of me wanted to just like slowly, just like very slowly, just
One frame at a time.
So you have this moment of okay.
Oh, I'll give him a break from my blinking and just let him hang out.
When you look away and you look back, and he's not there anymore.
Oh, he was playing with me. I see how it is.
hey, your wallet's missing.
Oh no. He comes back with a like drunk.
You-
I don't think he
you
can be
see,
drunk.
You see him look inside of a pouch, and he's hey, that's mine. So, while this is happening, Remy, you follow the cart being taken back first to the inn, and then from there, someone else takes the cart and pulls it toward the granary. While this happens, what are you doing exactly? Are you listening to people, watching around, singing?
Yeah, it's like I would say that's like yeah, I think a bit more specifically, he's kind of like keeping an eye on the area because but basically he has a suspicion that that was actually but like between the cart and the gate and the relative like a relatively small amount of time that had happened between those two events, just like he cannot but wonder if like maybe something was supposed to happen or did happen. So he's kind of like keeping an eye on things to see if like anything looks, even though he's never been here before, but like anything that looks like peculiar or out of place.
Okay. Make a perception roll, please.
That is 21.
Okay. So, looking around, taking in all of the details that you can, two things stands out. First, when they take you near the inn, it's settled, and it's not placed where anyone could see it. And you can even, although you're not exactly sure of what it means, you see something carved out on one of the support beam supporting the roof. So it's not like this, it's like this.
Mhm.
Small symbol that you would have identified as some sort of thief cant. It's sort of like trying to deduce what this thief cant might mean through books that you've watched from previous version of thief cants, things that would date back 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, and this might have evolved from this. So the meaning is not exactly completely there, but you get the general feeling that this has been marked as a drop-off place by a guild of some sort or an organization.
Mhm.
The second thing you notice is when you arrive at the granary and they pull the cart inside. You notice that there's a second cart that's being worked on. One of the wheel was broken, and someone is in the middle of trying to put a new wheel on it. And the way that it was prepared, it feels like it was supposed to be used today. It's more covered. It's probably a little bit more comfortable also.
Mhm.
Compared to yours, which looks like the cart from Farmer B, who volunteered it.
Not Farmer A.
So those are the two things that stands out as you watch everything around you and watch for people, symbols, meaning of things. Anything you want to add?
I guess it would be a little bit of a what I would call an awkward conversation, but I guess like Raymond actually will go up to the second cart and in kind of like a sing-songy child's voice, "What you doing?"
You hear this familiar bonk as the person trying to fix this jumps at you talking, and you get the feeling that he just really slammed his head into the lower part of the cart. It's really a and you see a dwarf pulling itself from under this. What the? You're not from around here. Yeah, right. Oh, stupid questions. Well, what does it look like I'm doing? Fixing a cart. Because some people can't drive. And there's a hole in the middle of the street. You drive around it. You don't drive through it. Humans, they're all blind as bats, and I'm the one spending most of my time on the ground.
It's like kind of like a leans down, like pats him on the shoulder. It's like in kind of like a soft mother's voice, like, "It's okay, sweetie. You're doing your best."
Oh. Now we're imitating people, huh? Bug off. he goes back under and starts trying to fix that wheel again. You have the feeling that he's honest in the fact that he thinks you're mocking him by using different voices. He might not completely understand how
I
you
kind of
talk.
got that right. It's like, yeah, the Tengu aren't common around here. Get it? Raimi decides not to be offended, and
Right.
so, but he is interested in finding, with that a bit. It's like, I think he's going to like while he was like walking about, like, would he have noticed an especially egregious like pothole or other break, or were there like a lot of them anyway?
No, there was. Now that you think about it, there were a few decent sized pothole at the entrance. Get the feeling that probably within the last few days, someone tried to pull in a rather large piece of farming equipment. Probably something to plow the field, and something happened, and the plowing machine probably just fell in the middle of the street, plowing a small hole, maybe if 2 or 3 feet long, in the middle of the street. At least it does feel like something similar to that. The way that the groove just followed for a few feet. And it's an out of the way town, so it's very possible that there are fields out there. Although you're not sure how safe that would
Those
be.
poor farmers.
You're not exactly sure how safe those would be, but you need to find ways to feed yourself, and they're not close to the ocean, so farming makes sense. Unfortunately, undeads don't eat raw tomatoes. So they eat the people that
Not enough
goes
protein.
collecting the tomatoes, but not the tomatoes.
Well, you see, I could totally believe a zombie would want tomato because, at least you could possibly confuse that for flesh,
Well,
or
carrots
even
then.
bleeds.
Carrots then. Hey. So yeah, that's everything you catch, and it's plausible. There was when you entered, it felt probably that it was maybe the gate when it fell off that created that hole. But now that you think of it, yeah, a plow could also do something like this. From the gate, Audience and Fisher. In Audience, you trying to get people to talk. Things that you gather, information that you manage to gather from this, is a lot of people find how all of this happened really weird. Mostly because maybe an hour and a half before you arrived, the hinges on the door, on a single door, just exploded. Sent a few metal shrapnel in a few directions, scared people off. But people mostly got scared because suddenly one of the two doors simply fell to the ground. And they were half expecting something to arrive, something to happen, someone to invade, or even worse, undead trying to get in. It is a strategy that has been used by some enforcers in the past to punish people. Some rebel faction will also use this as strategy to get inside of a town and steal everything they have while they are fighting off undeads trying to get inside of the village. But nothing happened. Just the gate blew up and the noise died down and nothing. It's like you've heard at the beginning. It's like only half a plan happened. And the second half didn't unfold. Still, people are suspicious, saying that this might be part of a longer game, or a larger plan. Maybe some of the things that they're using to fix the gate has been altered in some way, and sometime during the next night, a ghost will simply walk through the walls because the wards have been altered in a way that would let ghosts in. There's a lot of uncertainty. People are afraid that this might be part of a greater things. Some are just confused. Why? Why go through all of this effort to blow a gate and not take advantage of it?
I mean, while I'm there, I'll cast a divine sense. I'm at the gate just to see if I can sense anything amiss. But
you use your divine sense, you let it burst outward. Oh, cool. We got a new follower.
Woo.
The All Natural. Well, thank you for following the story. You don't sense anything? Well, except for this one person. There's a sense of twisted that comes from him. He's just one of the worker. Getting the impression that he's someone from this town. But he keeps looking at you in an odd way the moment that you start concentrating and let this out, and something about him that's a bit fishy in the way that he's looking at you
like
after that.
evil or twisted? Like, do I actually sense evil for him or just like twisted?
You sense the onset of evil. As if he's at the end of his journey to become someone evil, someone who would leave someone to their own fate simply because it suits him.
Okay.
He's leaning very dangerously close to Anakin territory.
The younglings are not safe around him. Got it.
I loved you, brother. Yeah, who's the...
All right. Any unique characteristics about him? Anything I could like point to, or just like average looking dude?
He's as average gets. He's
A murderer could
human,
look like.
brown hair, brown eyes, average height. He does feel like he is a bit shifty. Always looking around, always being a little bit jumpy if someone says something, or something to the effect of, this is so weird. I wonder what happened. Why didn't anyone do anything when the gate fell? And, he's sort of looking at this, and especially now that you've sensed everything around you, you sort of get this feeling, and now you have visual confirmation that he is paying attention to those comments and feels probably slightly targeted by them. Although...
Okay. Unfortunately, guys, I guess I have to just murder a civilian now.
You'll understand.
I know there's a rat here. There's a rat somewhere around here, guys.
Yes,
I won't
spider
let on. I won't let on that I suspect anything about him. I just wanted to know.
You sense the seed of evil inside of him.
Like 2 months? 3 months?
I mean, I feel like he was somewhat involved in this since he's obviously seeming like targeted by.
It was a
Tons.
pregnancy joke.
Oh, I get it.
Inside Fisher's head is just like gears turning, trying to like solve what this effective puzzle is, but at the same time, he's also just going, "Don't get involved, don't get involved, don't get involved."
Yeah.
As you just keep mumbling this, eventually Sachet arrives next to you and said, "Is your friend still talking to you?"
What?
You're
Sorry.
mumbling.
Oh, shit. I didn't notice. I guess thanks for the heads up.
Oh, that's okay. So what's the worry?
Some fishing's happening, but it doesn't really involve us, and we have more important shit to do.
I don't know if this joke has been made, like, like since this character's inception, but part of me really wants him now to have like, like a Sherlock Holmes hat and, like a little like water bubble pipe and just like Fisher, the detective.
Well,
And it's just like, and his catchphrase is something fishy's going on here.
well, we have established that he has a gaudy hat.
He has a amazing, stylish hat. I
Now his
don't
hat
know
can his hat can just change
where
forms
this
now.
gaudy idea is coming from.
It's a shape-shifting hat, guys.
Well, it is a shady hat. I
Yes.
mean, a hat that gives a lot of shade.
It is a hat that that evokes many features of the Baroque style.
All right. So, yeah. Well, I mean, isn't this a little bit what the life of an adventurer is? Finding trouble and helping people.
When you're between bigger things, yes. When you're in the middle of a bigger thing,
Oh,
it's more complicated.
huh. I guess it's not all that it's rumored to be then. I was under the impression that, especially if you're a good group of adventurers, you always stop and help people.
We get it, Sachet. You're better than us.
Wrong. All
We do.
right, let me teach you a class
but
for 3
we're
hours.
trying. That's why it's hard.
Well, in the end, remember that you can only be judged on what you did, not what you didn't do.
Yeah, exactly. You get it.
What? Just... All right. Have we fixed the gate yet?
Takes a few hours. It's a large piece of wood and metal, but after a few hours, probably somewhere around 11:30, someone does say, "Well, all right, I think that's about as sturdy as we can make it. We're gonna have to buy a few pieces to make sure that the door doesn't buckle under pressure, but for now, I think that's as good as it can get." All right, thank you for helping. And someone comes and shakes your hand, audience, and then shakes Fisher's hand and shake.
Don't mention it.
and shakes
Imagine that.
Sachet's hand because she did help a little. She's not muscular, but you did help a little.
I'll be like,
Does she have the mending tantrum?
Hold on, I'm not sure. I guess in the garden.
You see, now I just want
No.
a much more laid back or sassy Sachet. This is like laying back in a chair nearby. It's just like I could make all this work like really easy, and then just continues laying there.
I could help. Nah. Take away the simple joys. Fixing a gate. Couldn't do
Yeah,
that.
she's used to not using her powers in public. Her magic.
Well, yeah, okay. So, Jorg, would you have been watching a little bit of everything that happened while they're fixing the gate, or did you place yourself somewhere else?
I was watching.
You were watching? Then in that case, you would have noticed, because it's something that you actually do. Sachet did manage to slip in a few moments where people were trying to pull something, to haul something. Yeah, you notice that she seems to be casually sprinkling guidance everywhere she can.
Guidance.
Just sprinkling a little guidance dust.
For some reason, whenever someone was there and struggling with a large piece of wood, she would just arrive and give a few reassuring words. And for everyone else, it just felt like she just had a very inspiring tone. But for you, you recognize that she actually cast a little guidance while she was doing this. So she's helping, mostly in ways that a lot of people don't notice, but she was helping all along.
Hear my inspiring tone.
Tobyashi's mumbling more and more.
Alright.
So, when
Mumble brag.
11:30 arrives, 11:30 arrives, the gate has been placed back. It has officially
Level 30
been...
arrives.
Sorry?
It sounded like you said level 30 arrives.
No,
I was like,
11:30
level
arrives.
30.
Hell yeah, baby.
Level 30 out of nowhere.
Dude, that gate gave us crazy speed.
Yeah, you didn't know, huh? That's why so many people are level 20 shopkeepers. Fixing gates.
Who knew?
I do want to know what the level 20 capstone is for shopkeeper.
It's a class, I'm a shopkeeper. You should see the level 8 abilities. Whew.
You're allowed to sell legendary artifacts when you hit level 20.
When they get to 14, they have this second sense when someone's trying to steal. They can just take a knife and...
When Karens ask them to speak to the manager, they get to reply with, "I am the manager."
Great ability.
Or if they have charisma, he just goes into the next room and comes back and, "Yes, you want to talk to me?"
But it puts on a different hat.
Or he uses the message cantrip on himself. Yeah, I want to talk to the manager. Yeah, I just heard. What do you want to know? Well, Alright. So, what do you do when this moment arrives?
I would be like, well, we came in with the guy with the cart. We don't know exactly where he lives, though. So I'll turn to the guy who I sense the evil aura from. Would you mind, as someone who lives here, showing us the way to his house?
Me?
Yeah. I assume you know. You live here. Just need some guidance.
Well, yeah, but I'm a bit busy right now.
Well, I'm sure you could take a second of your day.
Uh,
I'll even throw in a couple. I'll throw in a couple silver if you help us out.
oh, oh. Roll persuasion with advantage.
By the way, audience might be about to do something rash. I'm just letting the rest of the party know.
Thanks for warning us.
I'm just watching and meditating.
That's a
with
22.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. It's not that far anyway. I'll just go back to my own house with a little jog. It's gonna be fine. So is the silver before or after we arrive? Just asking.
You can have it before. I trust you. You seem like an honest guy. Gonna make a roll deception on that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, with advantage. He's still high with the silver that you promised him.
Okay. 14.
14. Well, that's not as good. You see in his face there's a moment of doubt, but you keep rubbing those 2 silver coins and no, sure. Yeah, absolutely. He takes the 2 coins and put it in his pouch and all right. Well, you are with your friends also. I'm sure he wouldn't mind.
Yeah, my friends can. I mean, my friends, they need to know where it is too, so I'm sure we can all go.
All right. Follow me then.
Okay.
If I see them move, I'll start slowly moving with them. I'm like, I'll look over to Jorg. I'm like, I guess we're moving now.
We're just going. You guys don't know. We're just going to the guy's house. I'm just asking where the guy's house is. Unless you
Well,
guys
if you guys are leaving,
like,
we're not just
inside.
gonna sit in the middle of town and
No,
like,
I
where
assume.
we were at.
I'm like, unless you guys are rolling inside, I mean, though, you don't know that I.
No, we're
sauce
just
up
following.
this guy.
Just following. I actually. I want to roll the stealth check or not.
Why are you stealthy through town?
I don't know. I just feel like I need to. Nah. We'll just follow.
Okay.
I'll be with Jorg following.
Yeah, it seems reasonable for you to just need that.
Sachet just looks at all of you. Well, I'm gonna try and find Remy. Yeah, I haven't seen him for a good hour.
Oh, I
That
think he
happens.
followed. I think
Remy
he
will be
followed
fine.
the guy. I assume he followed the guy.
Oh, well, all right. Well, in that case, it's.
He'll be
I
okay.
guess we're all going in the same direction then. All right. Lead on.
I have no idea if that's true. That's just what audience assumes.
Followed the cart.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody saw him follow the cart.
No, I just assumed it.
Okay.
Also, in case he's not doing that, like stealing something, I don't want Sachet finding that
Yeah, I
out and
don't
looking
want him
for
like
him.
looking at the worst time.
I'll slightly cover for Remy in case he's not just doing good things.
All right. So Remy, after you followed everything and asked around and unwittingly teased the dwarf into a bad humor, although that's usually not that hard to do. What does Remy do?
I think what he would do at this point is that, because there were 2 entrances, right?
To this town? Yes.
Yes. Like, I think Ramey's actually going to go check on the other entrance.
Okay. So, You leave, go to the other entrance. It's a east-facing entrance. When you arrive there, you do notice that there are a few more people watching the gate. But also, you sort of notice maybe the consequence of all that's happened. You know, it's still the size of a town, and probably around 8 people died earlier with the cart. So some of the guard feels young. You know, usually guards are at least 16 years old, but you see one that's probably more like 12 years old.
Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
Proudly sporting what you would identify as a half spear, but he is wielding it like a full spear. It takes a
It's
moment,
the
but
quarterstaff variant of a spear.
well, it takes a moment when you look at it. Ah, this is almost cute, and then, oh well, yeah, that's sure. Well, it's, you know, if you scale the whole thing, it fits.
It does a D3 in damage.
But
The DM has to like dig deep into their dice pool to find the D3s.
You're saying you don't have a D3, Remy? Crazy.
And then that's what I mean, though. It's just like the D3s, like, you know, because of how they're shaped, they kind of tend to fall to the bottom.
It would just be a triangle. It would just be 1, 2. It would just
No,
be a-
that's a D4. That's
No.
the
Curved
D4 is
triangle.
four
It would be, have to be like a.
Yeah.
It's a funky, yeah, kind
Or-
of triangle.
a D6 with duplicate sides.
yeah, that's the easier
that.
way.
Yeah.
hmm Or just divide the
boring.
result by 2.
I learned with second edition. Don't worry, I have something for every in between dice. There were things that did a D3 of damage. Just saying. They made extensive lists of weapons in second edition. So yeah, you get a whole lot of weird damage dice for some of them. So yeah, well, like I said, mostly it's normal, but you get the feeling that some of them are a bit younger than they should be. But they're watching the gate, they're guarding the gate. There's one person that seems to know a little bit more about woodwork and blacksmithing, and he's just evaluating everything, trying to figure out if there's any clues that these gate might suddenly fall off. But, you know, he seems to be walking with a genuine interrogation mark on its head. That doesn't mean that you can give him back a quest. You can hear him mumbling
Like
a little bit.
I mean, this is a. I mean, I don't get tired of saying it, but just but Raimi, will approach more closely and just like same with the dwarf. It's just like, what you doing?
Well, that's new. I didn't know they make kids with feathers now. Right.
Are you one of damn featheries?
I heard the furries, but never feathers. Right. I'm doing my best. They just keep telling me make sure the gate works and it's not gonna blow up like the other one, but I don't know. I'm running out of places to watch and evaluate, and everything looks in order. I mean, isn't it just weird that one gate just blows up and nothing else happens?
Amy nods.
Yeah, right. I guess you're part of this adventuring group. Are your parents part of that group? Am I gonna find adult with feathers in there? I mean, I've heard about someone like you. I've not in this island, you know. There are a few travelers, a few merchants that come here from time to time, and they do say that the well, yeah, you would, you know, the place of knowledge. It does have a bird-like keeper. Odd fellow, they keep saying. Keeps doing baboon noise.
I guess that's in confirmation about like it's like that's like they're so rare that like the only example anyone seems to give is the same guy.
So yeah, are you related to him? Her? I don't know.
Rainy gives a shrug.
Oh wow. So really, just like birds, they lay the eggs and they abandon them. Wow, that's rough.
Oof.
Maybe looks a bit sadder at that.
Right in the trauma.
Yeah. I feel for you. No, we have orphanage here. I guess it's a bit the same. Although, you know, sometime you get some of those weird people. I really don't get them. Instead of putting the babies at the gate, the actual gate of the place, they put it in front of the outer gate. What do you think is going to happen if you put a baby on the outer gate of a temple, you know? Something's going to come and eat it during the night? I guess it's a good way to get rid of a baby if you... Don't say anyone has said that.
Unknowingly talking to a humanoid tape recorder.
But I've heard some people do this. Not me, you know. I don't know anyone who... Also, I don't know anyone who would do such a thing. But I've heard rumors of people who do this.
Can I assume he's being honest there? Because like he's feels like
Make an inside roll.
Is he awkward or is he?
Is he awkward or kind of confessing? 21.
21. You get the feeling that the way that he seems to twitch and to evade your gaze at certain points in the conversation, you get the feeling that he didn't do this, but he knows someone who did this. He so knows someone who did this. And he doesn't approve, but he doesn't want to say it out loud. He's probably a little bit scared of that person who did that.
Just a little bit scared.
But for the rest, he's genuine. He really thinks it's a bad practice all the way through.
Again, just kind of like pats him a bit like on the arm, just like, it's all right, mate. I understand you.
Damn. Did you go from childhood to adulthood that quick? Wow, you're so confusing.
That's just the way I talk.
I need a drink. He goes away toward the end. He really just turns around and starts walking towards the center of town.
And the party wonders why Raimi doesn't necessarily always chip into conversations.
Well, outside of this place, it might go better. Probably in Otonel, you can talk freely and people won't look at you weird because they have a skyport and it's a really big city, but here, where apparently the only time they get a Kenku is when they are taken in as they're traveling the world, it's a bit more rare. Oh yeah, you're left there, in front of the gate, with him looking extremely perplexed and going straight for the center of town, usually where the inn or the temple is.
Well, he knows where that is because he already walked by it.
And oddly enough, as he walks away, and the rest of the group, as they are being led by this person, you see a person walking by your group, looking very confused. And then looking at all of you, just going, "Oh, thank God there's not two of them in that group." And then he goes into the inn. Your guy just looks at you and... Any idea what he was talking about?
No.
I look around for Remy.
Well, unless Remy is hiding, you can see him way over there in front of the gate. Because oddly enough, and I'm really not messing with any of you, I had placed the house of the person that you rescued near the exit on the other side because it's faster to go to the field. So you really are all going in the same direction. Alright, so as you see Remy on the other side over there, Remy, you see the group slowly making its way toward you. An audience leading the group with this slightly shady looking person. You seem to be in a good mood as he's just patting a purse on his side. While you're moving about with this person, audience, do you interact with him in any way, or do you wait until you arrive?
I'm waiting to see if we get to any point where there aren't people around and we're maybe in more of a side street.
Alright. Well, in that case, it would be nearly when you arrive. Because your new friend lives just a little off the main road. In the secondary row of house. So, Remy, you see your group arriving and they're going to pass really close to you before diverting. Do you rejoin them or do you stay there? Or do you start spontaneously dancing?
Those are your
Actually,
three
like very specifically, Raimi is going to make a high-pitched whistle sound, and like a kind of like trying to beckon Sachet.
Well, when she sees you, she does wave at you. Would she? She wouldn't run, but she would start walking slightly in another direction toward you. You see that she's slightly peeling off the group and going toward you. Didn't roll that high, so she's not in a huge hurry to get to you, but you know, she notices you and she starts walking toward you. As the rest of the group arrives near where you are and start going to this other street, Sachet arrives in front of you, Remy. And there you are. I was wondering where you had been. So, anything interesting?
Well, just doing a bit of sightseeing. But like as he's saying that, he kind of like cocks his head a bit toward the gate.
Right. So, anything interesting?
I'm assuming Raimi would have had time to look at it himself, but
Well, while you were talking, you're right next to the door. You could simply just look up and... Oh, the gate. The guy was evaluating the gate, so he was really nose in front of one of the hinges when you started talking to him, so you're basically 5 feet away from the door itself. So,
yeah, like would you say like he noticed anything like like on his end, or just like everything seemed normal?
well, the door looks pretty normal from whatever angle you can try and watch the door. You don't see anything that would suggest magical sabotage, although you haven't cast any spells, so...
Yeah, that's why it's like yeah, just like it's like my eyes ain't like how they used to be.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, and she starts looking at the gate, and there's one little detail that I'm going to give you in private that sticks out while she's looking at the gate. Of course, her eyes starts glowing this shade of purple, a little bit more intense. And with everything you've lived through recently, you notice something that you hadn't paid attention to before.
So is audience going to stab this guy, or?
He's not gonna stab him. He's gonna thwack him.
He's going to
Also, how do you
divine
know
smite
the
him with a
seed-
chair.
Does he just need therapy, or is it like something more?
He's just coming across hard times.
Yeah, he's in a silly, goofy mood, you know?
So Remy, I've sent
He's
you...
just got his own trauma. He's just learned to only take care of himself.
To manifest it.
He's never had someone look out for him.
So Remy,
He doesn't need the power of a god. He has
as you
trauma
watch
on
her,
his
and
side.
especially your eyes, because they have they have this glow, which, well, for you is kind of fun to watch because you like glowing things.
Take them.
And you, as you take this moment to really watch her eyes, and with everything that happened, you notice that they just sent you about her eyes. She takes a moment and, well, I don't see anything. So there's either a very powerful spell masking this, or there really is nothing. I guess they were just planning to enter from the other gate.
Or while the cat's away, the mice will play.
Oh, I'll admit on that one, I'm not sure which cat you're talking about. But yeah, I agree with the concept. Feels a bit odd seeing all of those elements separately. The gate exploding, a cart pulling in undeads. I mean, if they knew that the cart was leaving town, isn't that a bit redundant? They wouldn't have needed to blow up the gate. What do you think?
Like maybe like ponders on that for a moment. I guess at the very least would offer on the second one to boot.
You're gonna have to say this again because that's not an accent I'm familiar with.
And the second one to boot.
Can you say it slower?
Raimi shakes his head.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I understand. I think I understand.
Like Raimi holds up 2 talons.
Well, I guess that's how mystery works. You can never be truly sure unless you have all of the clues. So, you want to come with us? Apparently we're visiting our rescued friend.
Just, Raimi nods and I guess like starts well, before he starts making his way, like turns to the representation of everything wrong with child labor and gives each of them a truffle before he leaves.
Okay. What level of truffle? Silver, gold?
I assume he had leftover gold ones from when like when he made some for Sachet. So.
All right. That's a very interesting box you have. You know, being able to make all of those very odd treats. Very good, but odd.
One of the blokes dangerous though.
Oh. How do you know which one is okay and which one is not?
Oh, sweetie, you can tell by looking.
I have to admit, I'm more curious about where you got that phrase than what it means. Intriguing past you have, my little friend.
It's a long story.
Well, you'll have time to talk about it if you want. Because changing islands, it's actually long. It's gonna be at least a 9-hour train ride, so if we catch it before the night, well, we can just sleep it all the way. But if we catch it in the morning, well, let's just say that they provide meals on those trains.
They even have a cutesy name for it. Meals on Wheels.
Do you actually say this?
No, I can't claim that radio would have heard that kind of phrase anywhere.
No, that's what she was gonna ask. Where did you get that?
This is when we
That is
learned it was
stretching
an
the
act
limits
the
of
whole
plausibility.
Yeah, he's been lying about his Kenku thing.
Oh, there's just been like one very long con.
Yeah. It's like with the Justice League Unlimited, the one that always has a mask, you know, and they say, I don't believe in all those conspiracies, and he answers, conspiracy. Singular. Oh, all right.
That was one of the more fun episodes, but yeah.
Yeah. He was a nice character. I enjoyed it when he was there. So maybe 200 or 300 feet behind, Remy and Sachet are rejoining the group. Audience, Jorg, Tobiashi, and Fisher, you have a moment where the only outside person watching is Cuddles.
Like, is it like, are we like kind of like out of the way though, or do I feel like there's gonna be people walking by any minute?
Well, it's noon. Right now, most people should be at the town center trading stuff for whatever they will need for future meals. So you have a very interesting moment where probably people are going to start arriving because they need to prepare the evening meal. But right now, there's not a lot of people, and it's about as private as a small town can get.
Okay. That's good enough for me to be rash.
Okay, you might be able to hook up.
As good of
I mean,
a mugging alley as you're gonna get.
Yeah, it's as good of a mugging alley as I'm gonna get. Alright. I'm just gonna kind of, casually, very casually. I assume I'm behind the guy because he's leading us.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna casually grab him by the collar, pin him against the wall, and put my sword up to his throat.
Put your tongue down. No, sorry.
Okay. Grappling it
And
down.
then okay. Do I get advantage because he's not paying attention? Like he doesn't expect anything from me?
Or does he
I mean, unless he does.
roll up?
Well, then, interestingly enough, I'd have to say roll stealth if you want to surprise him. Because if you surprise him,
Okay.
yes, I will roll at disadvantage.
That's an advantage. No, well, it's still not great. That's 8, so I'll just roll it not with stealth. Grappling is just strength.
It's athletic.
No, it's athletics.
Yeah, so your shirt's going to tear again.
That's a 12.
Apparently, you still surprised him because he rolled a 2, so at best he has a 4. So
Okay.
you even
He has
you even
he's
have
semied
this
right now.
moment where you hear this.
That's good because I rolled a 1, a 5, and a 3 on those 3 rolls. So I'm glad I pulled them off.
All right, so all you hear is this as you just slam him on the wall, put your arms under his throat, and raise your sword at the same level.
Yeah, I'm like, I basically calmly go. I basically very calmly in a flat voice go, I know you were involved. I can smell a rat from a mile off. Tell us what happened if you want to keep your life. I have no problem spilling your blood.
Kind of just open my eyes and I'm looking around now to make sure nobody is looking. If I see anybody walk by, I murder them.
No, please don't.
I'm kidding. No, I'm just checking to make sure nobody's watching.
You just take Cuddles and shove it in the face of the guy.
You know, I do always find it funny that, that my rogue character largely, when we stack against, the other offenses to humanity, usually in one of the other party members. And Rainey's usually off doing something else.
You know, Remy is in the milder gray area. Okay, audience, I'd say
I rolled a 22 for
intimidation.
perception.
Okay, audience, roll intimidation.
Okay. Where's intimidation?
That's here. It's a charisma.
There we go. Yeah, no, I was just trying to find it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
Just-
a 19.
And
casually lean up against the wall next to him to block the view from.
all right, and as I
case
was
anybody
saying, you
does walk
could
by.
use your strength modifier if you want, because
Oh, well, if I was using my strength modifier, that is a 22.
because you are strong arming him into
Yeah.
submission.
If
so-
I use my strength
Literally.
modifier, alright, I'll use my strength modifier, then that's a 22.
So his feet are probably not even touching the floor, the ground when you're doing this. And I can't breathe.
Jorg
I
rolled
mean-
an 8 insight, so he had no idea this was coming. But a net 20 perception, so he sees it happen.
You definitely see it
I
happen.
think it's pretty obvious that it's happening.
George just
I
freezes
just
as
figured
all of this is
if I'm
happening.
that out of it, maybe I missed it, but no.
You know, I'm imagining more just Jorg has to decide who is the Anakin in this situation.
George just thinks audience has got a rogue.
Yeah. No.
Audience is
But
I'm
enough,
tired
you
of
can't
this
do that multi-class.
So audience, I can't breathe.
I know he can't breathe. I'm not pushing that hard on his throat.
I didn't set off this explosion.
I guess I'd roll insight on that.
Joke's on you. This is actually what turns him into the Anakin. This is his Anakin.
That's a 13 base.
You get the
This is where it
impression
goes.
that this is
They're
a
gonna
half
accuse me anyway. It might as
It's
well.
the half truth.
Yeah.
Maybe you didn't set off the explosion, but I know you're somehow involved. Tell me what you know.
It's just please, I can't breathe.
I mean,
His feet are dangling. You use
Okay,
strength.
I'll hold him in a way where he can breathe better.
he
But he's
looks
still pinned against the wall.
so. Just to help you, if you want to choose this, he looks genuinely terrified of you.
Good.
Okay. I mean, good. I'll move my arm slightly down so it's more on his chest, so he's still pinned against the wall, but he can breathe.
He might have peed a little.
Maybe.
He definitely peed.
You know, not enough to fall on the ground, but definitely you get the feeling that there is a dampness in there.
Good.
So
I want him to think I will just kill him on a moment's notice, because he might be right. No.
I want to see this.
And Toby actually suddenly gets aroused by this. And
That might
What?
right now. Take me all the way, audience.
So you lower your arm just a little bit. And, all right. We've heard that they were going to transfer food and tools to another cell. So I was the one who gave the signal. You know.
Hit him in the eyeball.
What?
I'm not hitting him right now. He's giving me information. Why would I hit him?
Yeah, that's...
Cut to that scene in The Dark Knight. It's just like, you don't go for the head. It gets old.
That's why I said
Vin's
the
literally in
eyeball.
the middle of talking to me. I just slap him in the mouth. Shut up!
Shut up, now keep talking.
Gotta psych him out.
I was just there to give the okay. You know, blow the gate, and then the undead comes in, and while they're all busy fighting them off and trying to avoid becoming them, others were just supposed to come in, but nothing happened. And when they saw you arriving, they got scared. They left. I'm here to tell them when you leave.
Who are these others?
We're in another cell. We're doing this to fight against the wizard. But we're not scared of doing what needs to be done. Unlike the others.
Ah, so he's an extremist. Great. I love extremists. Alright. I am gonna roll an insight on this, but I kind of believe him, but I'll see if, nice. That's a 14.
You get the impression that he's exaggerating his role in this, but everything else seems genuine. Like, he's probably very lower echelon in this.
Okay, that's fine. I also just wanted... Okay, so it's just cells fighting. Like, revolution cells. Okay.
He's what you might call an incel.
Well, it's more that I now know the town's not going to be really in future danger. Like,
Well, I think he's saying it is as soon as we leave.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, if they're fighting cells, but it's more revolutionary stuff. Like, do I care if revolutionaries are fighting each other?
No.
Well, there are indications that some of these cells actually do care about the population and don't want to harm them, and others do not care. The goal is to overthrow the wizard, and that is the only thing they care about.
Alright. What would I do with this? What would an audience do?
Well, if this cell wants to overthrow the wizard,
But
Why don't we
his cell do not seem to mind the fact that he just put an entire village at risk
Yeah.
to achieve this.
I'll ask, how many of the others are there?
There were 6 of them, I think, just waiting for this to happen.
Do you have a way to contact them?
Well, I'm supposed to tell them when you leave.
Yes, how are you supposed to tell them? Just in person? Or do you have a way to contact them?
Well, sure, I have a way to contact them, but it's not something that I can give you.
What is it?
It's a spell. And he really says that a half tone.
I mean, I believe him, but I'll roll another insight. It's a 15.
15.
I pat him down. Does he have his sending stone on him?
No, but he does have a copper wire.
Oh.
Take it.
Take his clothes.
Do you take the wire?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take the wire.
I'll need that.
Dude's got a wire.
He got a wire. We just hear.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll be like, I thought you said they were waiting outside the city.
Well, yeah, just not far.
No
Why do
kidding.
you need the wire?
Well, you talk into it.
That's how he talks to them. It's only got 120-foot range, though.
Let's see. 6 of them.
I haven't seen anybody yet walk around or anything, right?
Well, you see Remy and
My
Shay
22.
arriving. They're maybe 120 feet away.
I'll just, if they could see me, I'll look at them. I'm just like,
So Shay stops and looks at you, Remy.
I'll look at Fisher. I'll be like, do we want to have him contact them and then take them out, or do we want to leave it be?
Well, I was thinking if they want to fight against the wizard, there might be something there for us.
Yeah.
But it also seems like they're kind of just nut jobs that really, quote unquote, want to fight the wizard, but are doing a half-assed job of it. So I don't know if
They also might
actually
be
want their
taking.
job.
They might also be looking to take our loot. Remember, some rebellion groups were in on that, but they were scared of us when they left, which means that we probably could take them. So
I'm thinking we could have them call them in, and then we could judge if we think they're worth trying to possibly ally up with, or if
yeah.
they just
So-
need to be dealt with.
so a fight of initiation. To see if they're
I'm
worthy.
gonna turn back to the guy. I'm gonna be like, here's what you're gonna do if you want to keep your life. You're gonna take the wire. You're gonna set up a meeting with them outside of town. You're gonna say that. Nah, actually, do I want him to say that? No, you're gonna say you're gonna tell them that we're gone outside of town and set up a meeting. Say that you have some information that's important. You need to tell them. Once they get there, we're gonna ambush them, but you're not gonna let them know. We're gonna be watching you the whole time. If you say anything that we don't want, we'll kill you before anything else even happens.
Well, this thing's being said. Remy, when you see Tobiyashi going like this, and Sashay turns toward you and asks you what's going on, do you keep going or do you stop and keep her away from this? How do you react?
It's like, you know what? Like, Rainy does not have enough context for this, and just going to like grab Sashay's hand, just like do like a merry whistle go by, and like just lead her someplace else for a bit. The Andy Griffith whistle. That's what we're doing.
Okay. All right. So you pull her aside, and she does ask you, "What's going on? Why are they all doing this like this? Is there another person center of this?"
She's a witness. No, try.
No witnesses.
Oh, subtlety just isn't his strong suit.
Oh yeah, you just have to hear him walk. Okay. Well, I'm gonna trust your lead. So, on your side, audience, the guy just looks at you. And why are you going to? So you really want me to get all of my group in a trap?
I didn't say it was a trap. We just want to meet with them. But I don't want them to know that we just want to meet with them.
Well, in fairness, audience, you did use the word ambush, but
You did say ambush.
Yeah.
You could also you could also have audience roll deception for that, because I might just kill them. I'm not sure yet.
I might just kill him.
Well, if
Depends how much percent I
if it's if you might not keep your word, yeah, that's definitely deception.
Not great. 6. But I'm also not completely lying. They're just potentially darker undertones to the way I say it.
The menacing tone and the general environment is not helping him to trust what you're saying, that everything's gonna be good. You just want to talk to them.
I say it in a way I'm like, I just want to talk to them.
The sword gets a little bit closer to his neck.
I'm also going off the fact that this guy's a coward and obviously wants to save his own skin.
And as he's looking at you like this and heavily blinking because he's so nervous, he sees Cuddle in the background just go as you say, talk.
Wait, he saw Cuddles move? That's more than the rest of us.
No, he's blinking. He's blinking heavily because he's nervous, so he sees.
He's blinking. Okay.
One blink, one blink, one blink, one blink.
Cuddles isn't promising anything. Audience might be.
Cuddle's
is
just
just
standing in the
excited about
back
the
with a
pops,
bat.
so.
He's like,
Cuddles just keeps pulling. Every time he blinks, Cuddles just pulls out a dagger and, like, licks it.
Yeah.
I need some sort of guarantee. You're not just gonna kill everyone.
You don't.
You don't get one, is it?
you don't get one. You're literally gonna die right now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, I can't give you that guarantee, but I can give you the guarantee that if you don't do what I say, you won't be ever seen another sunrise.
And then it hits
I
you
don't
in
see
your mind.
sunrises here.
He's never
That's
seen
true.
a sunrise.
He doesn't understand that threat.
What?
I feel like from my tone, he can understand it, even if he doesn't get the reference.
He has a moment where he looks at you and you get the feeling that you're slowly losing him because, yeah, I have a choice between getting dismembered and fed to undead or be killed by you. Which would you choose?
Okay, so, well, that's good. I actually got information I wanted, that they would kill him if he betrays them.
All right, kill him.
Fine, I'll give you the I'll give you the guarantee that I won't kill them.
He looks at you for a moment and good roll. Although he doesn't know, but still. Do you promise on your god?
I promise on my god that I will not kill them.
His toes are crossed.
No, I'm not. I won't.
That's very selective language there, buddy.
That I won't kill him.
What do you mean that's selective language?
Or your
Alright.
hates now.
That is selective language.
I think that's what this is devolving into, Jorg. Having a silent conversation. Are we like, is evil henchman or?
Yeah, I'm like not super into
His
this.
eyes are just glowing red. I'm just like looking at Jorg. I'm like, do we at least get health benefits or is it like
Bad guys.
a 401k?
All right, all right. I'll set up a meeting.
I'm trying to save a town here, guys. By any means necessary, for the greater good.
When,
I
when,
knew
Great.
it, I knew
That's what they're doing.
it.
Yeah.
Well, my greater good conflicts with their greater good. So,
My greater
Their-
good is
their greater
greater.
good-
Okay.
Hurts more people, but
oh,
Look, I think what we just need to do is like everybody needs to whip out their good and like figure out which one's greater.
That's true.
all right. I'll be like, I appreciate it. Fisher, give him back the wire.
Are we
I'll
gonna do? Wait,
Give it back.
are we gonna do this here or?
Well, we gotta have to do this now because we can't really let him just go.
All right, hurry up. We've been lucky enough for people not to be walking by.
Yeah.
well, they're not gonna just set up a meeting in a half an hour. It's probably gonna be sometime during the night. So
That's fine. I was excited for you to come and have dinner with us as a new friend.
what? The...
Oh, yeah, you're not leaving us.
Yeah.
What do you think this is? This isn't a democracy anymore.
Takes the wire. And see him cast the spell. And looking
How do we know
toward
he's not telling the same
toward
thing?
where the gate is, and
What if he lies?
all right.
I'm here if he lies.
He's talking his head.
yeah, like what if he has a code or something and he tells them about us? I feel like telling him we're gonna ambush them was not
I didn't tell them we were going to ambush them. I basically
Like,
just
are
said
you
we
talking
were
about
straight
this?
up like
Oh, he's
word
about to
for
send the
word. You
message?
said
But I
we're
also
gonna ambush
promised to him that I wasn't going to kill them. I gave
Let
him
him
the
send the
guarantee.
message.
All right. So he takes a moment, looks up, and actually, I think I have an interesting news. The travelers, they're kind of not supporting the wizard. They might actually have interesting resource that we could use and could be interesting to give them a chance to talk a little. So whenever you can, give me an answer. Right, well, they're probably gonna think about it a little.
That's okay.
That's
We
not
have
when
time
we
to-
told him to stay. I punch him in the throat. No,
It was
I'm
fine.
kidding,
It was
I'm
good.
kidding.
It was good enough. It was good enough. It was good enough. All right, I'll be like, well, excellent. Why don't you come with us and we can have dinner together?
yeah.
Don't say anything, by the way, to our guest. He doesn't need to know about this.
Yeah. I guess.
I really
Cuts
want
to
punch
just
him in
outside the
eyeball.
alley. Randy playing lookout.
I'm gonna have him kind of continue to lead us towards the house, but I'm gonna kind of keep a hand like friendly on his shoulder, but definitely in case he tries to like
look-
run, I can grab him.
I'll look over in the direction Remy was coming from. I'm like,
You see Toby.
Well, I feel like Sachet is gonna feel like it's weird that we're.
just a super big smile.
Remy, you're really gonna have to explain this to me because this feels more like what you read in books and not about what the heroes do.
Yeah.
replies with textbook behavior.
Well, I'm not sure that the customs of the world you come in are really strange. She looks genuinely confused.
Okay, I'll explain it to her later.
Alright. So, you all reunite and you arrive at the humble hovel of your new friend that you just rescued. And the moment you arrive, you sort of notice that, yeah, he's not a carpenter. Huh? Alright, he's been adding rooms to his house.
The
Oh, it looks safe.
fire hazard.
No, it looks safe, but it's sort of, oh yeah, the house is gray, and then he's adding a room. This one is vibrant red because of the branches that he's been using and the clay to insulate the whole thing. So, yeah, okay. He's not an interior
Paint's
deck. No. Maybe he's even a bit colorblind. I don't know.
Oh, before we do get to the door, I'll be like, "What's your name?" So I can seem like you're my friend. I don't know the dude's name.
At least you're honest.
Well, they know me around here, so my full name is Gelbin, but they all keep calling me just Gel.
All right. Well, Gal, it's nice of you to join us. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like I had much of a choice. I hope he can cook. So, you arrive and you knock on the door, and I think this is a good place to take a break.
Yeah.
Alright. So, break time.
You're welcome to a meal of bread with butter on it.
And hold
I don't know
on
what time
attention.
to go off of. Am I going off my phone time? Because for some reason my phone changed times to my time, like where I'm living, but my computer is on the time where my work is at.
Did you?
Did you daylight savings?
Yeah, there's
I don't
an
know which
hour.
one daylight savings. So I was like, so is it for me? Is it
moved
supposed
back.
to be 10:36?
Alright,
Or is it supposed to
we're
be
gonna jump on the
9:36?
break
Train goes
and we're
forward.
gonna help you with that off camera. People don't need to know everything we do to help you figure your clock out. Alright, so see you back in 15 minutes. Bye. Hello and welcome back. As you can hear, we have lovely frogs. That's because our guest is serving frog legs. No.
Fancy.
It's not a delicacy. It's just all they could get.
Yeah, that time of the year, you know.
There's just a local pond, and
Yeah.
that's
They just caught a bunch of frogs.
Yeah. They're growing them in an artificial pond. Just use the net and
Wait, I'm sorry. What was the guy's name again?
Galvin. But
Galvin,
everyone,
okay, Galvin.
everyone in
Galvin,
the
Galvin.
everyone in the way station calls him
Yeah.
Gal
Gal.
because they know him.
that's why he's evil. He just doesn't like the nickname. It won't
We
stop.
see when he was younger and had long hair, they called him Gelly.
Hmm.
Oh goodness. All right, so you were just all arriving, just about to knock on the door. Sachet has rejoined the group, and she's looking at your new friend. So we have a new friend now?
Something like that. You're a new friend, right, Gal?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, he's our new friend. Why don't you knock on the door?
I don't know, it feels like his answer was a bit sarcastic.
I'll explain later, Sachet. Alright, Gal, knock on the door.
Oh, and I have to knock on the door now. Alright.
Door explodes.
You hear a womanly voice answer.
That's what happened last time.
It was a doorbell all
He's not
along.
evil. He's just cursed.
You hear a woman's voice answering on the other side. Yes, give me a moment. I'll be right there. Takes maybe a moment, and then from the outside you see your other friend arriving and oh, hey, I wasn't expecting you this early. But, please do come in. I hope my wife has prepared enough food for all of you.
So kind of you to offer your hospitality. Sorry we arrived early. We really appreciate you doing this. We finished up the gate a little earlier than I think we thought.
Oh, well, that's at least that's good. You know, no undead is going to interrupt our meal.
Yeah.
It's always a good thing. Is there a reason?
Oh,
Is there a reason?
Gal was kind enough to show us the way here and was hoping, because apparently she was hoping he could stay for dinner.
Oh, really?
Weren't you, Gal?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I just so enjoy your wife's cooking. Really? Well, that's not something I'm used to hearing. Well,
Should I be worried about this food I'm about to eat?
you see Gal looking at you. It's a bit bland.
Oh, that's fine.
Needs more salt. Toby, did someone say salt?
More salt heists.
We're gonna put in sanctified salt. Yum.
So,
Got any sea salt? Pink Himalayan salt? What if I just become a salt connoisseur?
Yes, of course.
My subclass is the salt gatherer.
Way up the salt.
The way of the
Way
salt.
salt.
Oh man, now you just made me want to play Salt and Sanctuary
Legends?
again. No, Salt and Sanctuary.
Oh,
Everybody,
wait, hold on. Isn't it
way
like
up the salt.
one of your you could replace one of your flurry of blows with a like sprinkle the salt.
It's just like in their eyes, they're like, oh my god, it burns.
The chef pinch. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have this flower bomb yet. No,
Well, all right.
oh yeah.
You want to put the bomb inside?
No. This guy's gonna be cooking, right?
Apparently, his wife is going to be cooking.
Oh, that's the guy. I was like, if she cooks any eggs, can I have the empty egg shells?
as the door opens. Eggshells.
Yeah.
The woman says as she opens the door. Sure, I can always try and fish them out.
Alright, yeah. They just have to be like, preferably the top and the bottom, maybe. precisely cracked. As many as you could get.
Precisely correct.
You know, the prices of eggs are going up unless you own chickens. But
I,
I
Not
know
the
it's a lot
price
to
of
ask.
eggshells, Toby.
I feel
Well, I
like
mean, eggs are expensive.
I feel like owning a chicken is not that hard. All right. Well, come in. She looks at her husband and sort of gives her the eye. Please sit down. Honey, can you get something for our guest to sit on? Yes, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'll be back.
We can take a stool or something. It doesn't have to be chairs.
And part of me just wanted to be like, honey, would you like to meet with me in the kitchen?
He just didn't even tell her we were coming. We just showed up.
First thing
Or
I'm
like a
asking for is
bench.
eggshells.
Well, he was expecting that you might come for the last meal because he did offer you to sleep at his home, so but not midday meal. So he takes a moment, and there's enough chair maybe for 6 people, but other than that, after a few minutes, you just
I can stand.
you see the wife look at you and I didn't know you needed to eat.
He
Oh.
doesn't.
So this is gonna be awkward. Are you just gonna stand in the corner while everyone is eating, or are you gonna
You guys
sit?
not chat while you eat?
Well, don't take it the wrong way, but not all of you chat.
That's fair enough.
So about my childhood, way back long ago.
Because that's going to be so much better the conversation. So after maybe
I actually had 8 parents. No, I don't say
Wow.
any
All
of
of
this.
them biological, believe it or not.
Yeah. They used to beat me. In training. So it was part of like initiation. Well, I had like several other thousand siblings.
Toby, you're trauma dumping again.
Can I just have this one thing, Fisher?
and it's probably
It's impolite to invite people into that right off the bat.
Okay. So like in 2 days?
Sure.
So after a few minutes, not chairs but logs are being brought in for you to sit on. He excuses himself profusely for the rudimentary nature of what some of you will be using to sit on, but usually it's just him, his wife, and in a few years, 2 children that are of age of sitting and eating with us. When he says
I was gonna
this,
say a few years. Wow, how long is she gonna do?
when he says this, you see his wife just looking at him, in a way of, yeah, it shows that you're not the one who's gonna pop them out of you. But they're very kind and they do their best. It's not a very abundant meal that they're serving. It's mostly some sort of pottage with bread and probably some sort of cooked meat, most likely fish, You don't know what kind of fish it is. You don't recognize it. But once cooked, it has very pale color. It's filling. Like Gelb says, it's extremely bland. You get the feeling that there are not a lot of spices, even herbs that have been mixed with this. But, you know, they share what they have.
That's very kind of them. I appreciate their hospitality.
They do ask how many of you are going to need a bed for the night. The wife sort of shyly looks at Fisher when she says this.
I don't need a bed.
I will not need a bed.
No.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine with whatever beds you have. We can share. It's not a big deal. We're used to roughing it.
Like ass to ass or like front and back. Some of us are bigger. Okay.
You see the wife just go,
Honey, kitchen now.
Apologize for Toby. He was raised in a monastery that made him take a vow of silence until he was 15, so he's kind of socially
Yeah.
interested.
He only actually started talking about a year ago.
Actually, funny enough, he was the only monk who had to endure this. Nobody else.
he always received extra training
They trained him wrong as a joke.
from... Oh.
One day they just like kicked me out or something. I don't know. It was just like,
So weird.
you're not good at anything, so get out of here.
Fortunately, someone thought you were good at something, and you know that's how your story began. You were
Joke's on them. I'm just kidding.
he says with tears running down his cheeks.
Joke's on them.
So Toby, you didn't
I
ever
showed
tell us
them.
why your master left you.
Why you left me?
I don't think this is the time to really get into this.
We can't unpack all of that.
Anyway, so beds.
Yeah. So time goes by, and after the meal, yes, your friend and his wife do have a moment of talking inside. Outside, you have a few moments where you can almost hear them. Whatever they're saying, you get a feeling that they're whispering it, but it's a aggressive whisper.
Man's getting reamed out right now, then.
And you know, they come back in and they offer, if you don't mind squeezing in the room that they've just finished making for their new children. You know, they're sleeping next to their bed right now because they're not even a year old. So, and you know, when twins start screaming at night,
While we're in private, right?
as private as a peasant home can get. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go next to audience. I'm like, so we're gonna take watch to make sure our friend doesn't leave, or what, are we just gonna let him go to bed?
Yeah,
if he doesn't sleep?
We're gonna
What
take.
if he just leaves?
We're gonna take watch. Well, he's not gonna leave because we're not gonna let him leave.
Okay.
One of these days, Toby will grow to appreciate my unique biology.
Eventually.
Alright, sounds good.
I
We're
also
just
will
gonna
take this chance to pulse the shade to the side while they're out of the kitchen and explain the situation to her.
She listens. Has a moment of. You really need to keep your temper in check. You know, there are easier ways of getting information out of people.
Yes, but less effective.
That's debatable.
Besides,
Raimi,
I'm just trying to help
like-
the whole town.
The camera just cuts to Raimi, just like pulling out one of his truffles and just like popping it in his mouth, to wash down the meal.
Also, don't feel bad for this guy. He has a sense of evil about him. And I didn't hurt him.
No, but
Not
you know
yet.
what they say. If it's something you'd rather hide from the judge, then maybe it's something you shouldn't have been doing.
I mean, that's the first time I've ever seen an audience go that buck wild out of nowhere. So,
Yeah.
Really working on that first level of rogue.
I hold this man partially responsible for the potential death of everyone in the carts who had their soul sucked. Why wouldn't I be aggressive?
Audience,
That is a good point.
make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Just make a wisdom saving throw? Okay. Alright.
I give him advantage.
That's
With my silk.
16? Alright.
No way you can do that, Toby? That's amazing.
Yeah, I just put my silk into his brain.
Just in through the ear.
He now
Oh,
has a
wait,
plus
wisdom,
3.
wait, saving throw?
Yes.
Oh, saving throw, that's a 23.
Saving throw. 23.
Yeah. Yeah. Not just my wisdoms.
How do you have 23 for a saving throw?
Because even though I have plus 0 in wisdom, I have plus 7 on my saving throw. Because of paladin things.
Good lord.
It's just paladin things.
Well, she tells you something, and you have this moment of. You feel a pressure in your mind when she says, maybe next time you should just sit down and talk to him. The gesture that she is doing while she's saying this, the casters of the group sort of recognize this as a gesture from a spell, and you feel the pressure in your mind that tells you you should probably sit down, and it just keeps repeating in your mind, but your saving throw allows you to
I'll just look at
What
Sashay, I'll
you
just be
doing
like,
there? It's just that.
well, I'll just be like,
Sashay.
that won't, I'll just be like, that won't work on me.
No, I'm not trying to make you do something you don't want to do. I'm just saying there are alternative, less aggressive alternative which are a bit friendlier for the judge's eye.
And less like you're trying to get some back alley action.
She looks at you, Remy. I'm starting to wonder. You had a very troubling life.
I mean, you weren't there at the time, so I don't know. What were you supposed to do?
Well,
Anyways, the past is the past.
God I'm gonna have to talk with Sashay later about trying to use spells on me, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
But she's been bewitching you ever since you met.
I suddenly wake up from my charm.
But you get from. I'm guessing that audience understand what she was hinting at. She could have helped you force his will a little bit.
Yeah. But she wasn't. It's fine. Anyway.
But I'm gonna have to talk with Sashay later on, and you look at Sashay while you're saying this, and you see Cuddles in the background just looking at you.
That's fine. It doesn't stop me. I'm not scared of Cuddles. I understand what Cuddles is. To some degree.
Alright, so time goes by, and unless you want to go into town and do something, I can skip directly to.
We cannot, because we have to watch this dude. And wait for.
I hit the skip button.
We hit the skip button.
You press the button that makes time go faster, and suddenly you see.
Yeah. I pull up this little thing it calls clock, and I do the scroll like describe 4, 5, 6, 7.
And suddenly you see the light outside dimming and nearly going out, and suddenly it's time to eat the last meal of the day, and usually is colder than the evening meal because it's the end of the day. They don't want to start a new fire and have it last extremely long. After all, they have in some way to pay for the wood that they use. So, and this is
I'll just eat good berries for this meal.
And this is a small town, so they don't have a whole lot of resources. You do notice that near the inn there are some lights that looks like the lights that you have in the process in the city, but it's only around in the town square. Everything else relies on good old lanterns and things like this. So time goes, you get served a decent end of the day meal, probably some sort of cheese, dried meat, maybe a few. You get the impression that for you it's sort of, oh, this is interesting. Where you get served a single prune, but then you look at them when they give this to you, and you sort of have the impression of, oh, that's a lot for them. Okay. It's a prune, but, okay. Sort of fills the place of a dessert. You get the impression that it's also special dessert for them.
The local diet doesn't have a lot of fiber in it, and so
Well, it's more of a question of they don't have a whole lot of important goods, so they're probably about some of the last fresh fruit of the season, and they're sharing them with you.
Damn.
I'll give a nod of respect, knowing local customs in villages like this. I know that this is special for them, because I recognize.
It's a fruit. It's slightly sugary, so yeah, it's.
I pull out the block of cheese.
Do you?
Nah, I'll keep it for myself.
Cheese and prune?
Cheese and prunes. Now we just need some crackers.
Our bowel movements are going to be great
That
tonight.
small room is gonna be horrible.
Now I just need some garlic.
So
Alright.
you all
Garlic.
cram inside of this little room, and it takes probably a few hours. Some of you are starting to get sleepy. Do you let Fisher be the sole, well, Fisher and Cuddles, be the sole jailer of your friend, or do you all try and stay up as late as you can?
I would. I mean, no. I would.
I want my long rest.
I'm going to ask him if his friends have contacted him yet.
Not yet. I told you. They expected to have to wait until you moved on. Usually travelers, they stay a night and then they leave.
Alright, well, I guess I'm sleeping then. Fisher, they can take watch.
I'm like super not comfortable with what's going on, but
You get the
Everyone's
impression
going
that
with it.
Sachet is also not extremely comfortable with this.
yeah,
I'm trying to save a town!
yeah.
Why don't we just ask the
but,
guy
like-
where the place is at that they're at?
It's not like I tortured this guy. I picked him up.
Yeah, and threatened his life, and now
Good.
you're planning on.
I wasn't gonna
I mean-
actually kill him.
Well, you did roll deception for this, so.
Yeah.
I mean, you might not know that. I wasn't gonna kill him.
So it takes a few hours, and most of you are asleep. And even though it's a bit cramped, because you're.
Wait, did I get the eggshells?
Yeah, but they're not. They do not conform to what you wanted. She
Damn.
didn't expect to have someone ask for the eggshells. She did not break them in the way that you wanted it. She
Damn
broke
it.
them in the way that was the most efficient.
Just squish them in her hands. She's a bad
Ugh.
cook.
Well, I guess
Makes the food
I guess
cry.
notably, there's just also going to be apparently a stray cat in front of the doorway to the house for the evening.
And the puppet.
I'd go to bed.
Yeah.
Probably, Remy, you're woken up a few times during the night with your cat just bringing back the information of the puppet is being creepy again. But other than that, a few hours pass, and it's only maybe after the third hour that Fisher, you notice the you notice Gelb has seems to have been sleeping like this, but suddenly he just had a moment of, yeah, I can hear you. No, I think they're all asleep. So, okay.
Traitor.
I don't know.
What did you expect?
Well, I'm gonna have to kill him.
I don't know. They feel a bit suspicious. I mean, they all have a feel of coming from somewhere else. I don't think they're from the island. No, I don't think they're from there either. That could be interesting. Check that out. When do you want us to meet? Okay. I'll tell them. Their machine is watching me, so gotta be careful.
Just says that.
The benefits of people thinking you're not a person.
And he just... He, and he waits.
I wake up and sock him in the throat. No, I'm kidding.
It's a reflex. Ah! Sorry, monk reflex.
I was having a bad dream. Yeah, my bad. Should have moved
So
so fast.
do we finish out the night or no?
An
Does he
hour
wake us?
later, he wakes you all up. Come on, get up.
Damn it.
And you get the impression that he's doing this on purpose. Waking
So we
you
get
up.
a short rest?
You get a
You
short...
would get a short rest.
Yes.
We would not get a long rest.
No. He wakes you up literally in the middle of the night after 4 hours.
My spell slots. It's okay.
Pushes you with his feet. Just slightly rough.
Yes, Gal.
Well, I've just received information that they might be interested in meeting you. They're gonna have to set up this meet. You know, they should be there right before dawn. But for now, they need to make sure that you prepare everything, and you know, especially if there's things that you want to share with them to make sure that the deal is interesting. You know, it's the only way that I was able to make sure that they'd be interested.
Mm-hmm.
So I suggest that you take a little bit of time to get your things in order. You know, you have to have everything ready for, well, in about 3.5 hours.
Where do they want to meet?
Oh, it's just outside.
Okay. Cool.
When it's
That audience will go back to bed. No.
3 hours. We could take a long rest in that time. I
no,
don't
he's
got
making
anything I
sure
can
that
do.
you're not gonna get your long
We're
rest.
not gonna get a long rest. It's 8 hours.
He's metagaming.
Bro, he is. How does he know when you
I
have
think
a long
he's
rest?
It's more like he knows how spell recharging works, and he wants to make sure that you don't get your spells.
I have everything back other than my lightning bolts, which
If you
sucks,
didn't remember, he cast a spell earlier, so he knows about spells.
He knows the refractory period of wizards.
but-
Does he know the refractory period of paladins? Little does he know it's the same. Not kidding.
Well, with
All right.
with a short rest, audience, you would be able to channel divinity some spell slots.
Yes, I would, which I would do, but I mean, I already had my channel divinity, so I got 1 level 2 back, and then I don't know. Does a short rest give me my channel divinity again, or is that a long
does.
rest?
Your that
Your Heart's
ability.
divine power is at this level only twice per day.
Okay.
So I can get 2 level 2 slots back, or no?
You can.
I can. Okay. So yeah, that's what I would do.
I'm
Alright.
ready.
I guess we'll do the next 3.5 hours.
I start
In
stretching.
that time, I'll be like Fisher. What did Gel tell them?
Just verbatim say what he said pretty much.
Well, the question is, do you share this information in front of him or not? In front of Gil.
At this point, yeah. I want him to know, so he's more like scared
Yeah.
that we know that he knows.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd just stare at him. The sight.
Does it in a robotic voice too.
All right.
I'm pretty sure we're not from the island. They're definitely setting something up.
All right. Gal, just know my deal's off if they attack us.
Hey, could I strap this bomb to the back of his back?
We're not going that far.
Mm.
But I would look at Gal and just be like, I wouldn't even say. I'd just be like, know that our deal is off if they attack us.
Who said they were going to attack you? I think you're projecting your own intentions.
Didn't have intentions to attack them, but okay.
I mean,
Alright.
can at least like insight whether that's competence or
Yeah, sure.
setting up a front. Oh, hello. That's going to be 27.
You believe he's lying about there not being something planned, possibly an attack, and you believe he's extremely sincere when he says that he thinks audience is projecting.
Fair enough.
I'll
I mean, that
stretch for the
tracks.
2 or 3 hours.
I'm also gonna take the wire back from him at this point, so he can't give them any more information.
You really need to relax, man.
Hey,
I think
do-
about punching him. I don't though.
I do have a question for you, Gail. We heard about some activities from rebellion people. They were looking for them not too long ago. Do you know anything about a train exploding
Train
or
exploding.
something exploding on train tracks?
Well, I know that there are some group that have been recently taking to trying and pilfer trains when they're at their most vulnerable. But there's nothing new there. After all, it is easier to salvage the content of a train when everyone has drowned.
That's all.
Oh, happy to help.
Alright. Now that I have his wire also and he can't contact them anymore, I'll be like, so what we should do is once we reach this spot. Actually no, I'm not gonna say this yet. Because he hasn't told us the spot, so I don't want to plan anything in front of him. Once he tells us the exact spot, we can do that. So I'll wait. I won't do anything.
Alright.
Do we have to wait for 3 hours and then leave? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, we can keep sleeping if you want to. We'll probably leave about a half hour early.
So who's
What?
going back to
Would
sleep
be-
and who's not going back to sleep?
I'll go back to bed.
Yeah, Jorg will too.
Audience will not.
What happens if
I
we just show up late?
No,
I
because
think
if we
Raimi
show up
stays
late,
up and
they
at
might
least
leave.
does the thing that he wants to do.
I'd rather
Yeah.
show up early than late.
Alright. Okay. Well, when you say
Trying
you
to get
could,
that full rest.
you could arrive late, he does says, well, you know, if you want to arrive late, you should probably give me a way to warn them. Otherwise, their deal is going to be off.
What if we arrive early, though?
I mean, it's better to be early than late.
I already fell back asleep.
Jorg never woke up.
He made sure you woke up.
All right. when we get to about the 2.5 hour mark, so an hour before, I'll wake everyone up again and I'll be like, all right, let's start heading out.
No long rest? That's crazy. All right.
Literally all of your abilities recharge on a short rest.
Short rest,
I
Toby.
want my lightning bolt.
Okay,
Well,
that's
you
fair.
don't get your lightning bolt.
That's fair. That's pretty good.
Well, that's an object.
It says
Oh,
a
it's
long rest.
dawn.
Yes,
right?
yes, that's
Oh,
right.
it's dawn. Oh, huh.
Yeah.
At dawn,
At
or at the end of a
dawn.
long rest, should dawn never come.
Oh, okay, so it's dawn. All right. So I
But
get my
technically, if the
cards back.
sun never rises, does dawn never come?
Oh.
No,
The
it still
sun
comes.
rises. We just can't see it.
I know. I was going into semantics.
Well,
No.
well, maybe. You don't know what I have planned in the future.
Alright,
Ah.
let's head out. Alright, Glenn, show us the way.
Why isn't it not giving me my charger? Give me 1 second.
Alright, even Sashay wakes up when you all... Are we leaving this early?
We're going to go meet. I mean, I told her the situation before, so she should know what we're going to go do.
Yeah, well, she still thinks it's early.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, this is when they want to meet. They want it to be early.
Oh, yeah, okay. Give me a moment. She just takes 5 or 6 minutes. She looks at something in her book. She writes something. Closes the book. She writes something on the last few pages. Pages similar to what Tobiyashi has written his name on. And she closes the book. Alright. I think we're ready. Oh.
Alright.
So, he takes you outside. First, getting out of the house quietly.
Don't need to wake the babies.
I mean, the baby did wake you up at least twice during the night, you know.
So we've got a long rest anyway.
It doesn't last too long. You get the impression that the mother is very nurturing, so she managed to calm them down.
Pressure critical the baby. Never mind. Don't mind me.
Yeah. Very early on, you get the impression that, alright, make sure we don't wake up the baby. I think the only one who actually needs to roll would be Fisher.
Doesn't he
stealth.
have the boots of elven kind on?
I do. That just
Oh.
means
So he wouldn't be
I,
making noise. Well,
Oh,
he
that
might
is
not be
true.
stealthy,
It
but you're not.
means-
It would be seen. They wouldn't hear you though.
yeah. They very specifically. My steps make no sound.
Yeah.
Well, your step makes no sound, but it's more your armor as you're walking.
There are a lot of other metal things on me.
There are a lot of other metal
That's
things.
fair.
as you're passing by the.
What do you get?
A nat 20.
Damn!
Just don't break stealth until we get there, and just keep that roll.
As you're all looking at one another, then don't
You know what?
wake
As
the
part of that
babies.
stealth check, I'm going to leave 10 gold pieces somewhere that should be relatively easy to find, but not just like out on the table, so they probably won't notice it until we're gone.
Damn, they're gonna take on more guests. Because I've also received private messages saying that someone else is doing that.
We all just leave 10 gold.
Can
We
I
suddenly
say,
become
we're
the
good
wealthiest
people.
people in town. We all left 10 gold and instantly become like by far and away the wealthiest people in town, probably.
All right. Well, just so that you figured this out, remember that 2 silver is probably enough to feed an entire family for a single day. So 10 gold?
They've got babies on the way. They
Yeah.
need.
10
I have
gold?
babies already there. Thought.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want them to
Kids are
get that room
expensive.
actually done. Yeah.
10 gold? That's
Gotta
probably...
get that college fund started.
Yeah, the college fund. Man.
You know, one of them is gonna
No,
be...
if you call it a college fund, they'll reject it.
Uh,
You know, too much...
They have a very strict no books policy on these
Yeah.
islands.
yeah.
Well, no, it's more that they cater to the books that they take. Remember what they said the first time you got there? All the books you
I'm
need
making a
are
joke.
at the stations. So,
Selective learning.
yeah.
Just a lot of trade stuff.
Probably everything that needs to be known exactly, like trades or basic education, but deeper knowledge, that's the thing that leads to magic, and that's bad.
I'll tell you what, you definitely paid for the food we ate.
Yes, and most likely the entire month and more.
Oh, I will say, as we're walking, I'm also going to go to Clem and be like, I also want my silver back. Give me my silver. He doesn't get my silver. Not a good person.
What?
No.
Wow.
For some reason,
Damn.
I'm reminded of that Puffin Forest video. You know, like with that kid, it's just like he got like the one copper piece, but it's just like, but then like he fucked with the party essentially. So it's like, hey, can I have that copper piece back? You mean the copper piece that you paid me? Yeah.
Listen, he low-key kind of betrayed us in that phone call. He would get my silver.
Yeah, sure. He takes the 2 silver out, hands them to you.
Alright.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Actually? Okay. Oh, wait. I keep rolling my fucking dex stat, not the save. Alright, that's plus
Keep-
7, so that's a 19.
Tries kicking in the nuts.
No, he tries to drop them right before you take them, but you manage to snatch them up as they're falling.
I'll just give you, like, thanks, give him a wink.
All right, let's get on the road.
Yeah. You leave.
This guy hates me.
Oh,
He
yeah,
does.
don't worry about it.
He threatened his life.
So, takes you outside. Amazingly, you don't hear Fisher. And when you look back, he's in front of you.
I don't even see Fisher. I don't even have passive perception.
The only one who actually sees Fisher moving is Cuddles, and he doesn't care. None of you have actually a 20 passive perception, so except Cuddles.
Give it one more level.
So you all arrive outside, and you feel that morning breeze, or morning winter breeze. It's a bit hard, especially if you're not wearing the rings that you had been given.
I am not.
So, it's a bit of a whip,
Brisk feels good. Wakes me up.
just like when you were a little whelp. You go outside. You get to the gate. There, of course, there's a guard. And Gal says, "I just have to settle something outside." And they promised me they would keep me safe. The guard says, "Alright. Go out. Be careful. You know that there's a ghost roaming around.
Oh, there's.
Oh, yeah, there is. You can hear it sometime.
You are the ghost.
Well, it's a bit easy, you know. You hear them in the middle of the night.
Spooky, scary skeleton.
You're scared of ghosts, and there's zombies out there.
Well, a ghost can go through walls. Zombies can't.
No.
So,
So why are you just afraid of the ghost out there and not in here?
well, that's because the walls have been warded.
Ah.
All right,
Have
we
a
don't
good
need to keep conversing.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
So, you go out and walk for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, and then you go off road. And
As we go off road, I'm gonna tell Remy to send out his familiar to scout for us before we get to wherever the place is.
well,
Oh,
as you're
there.
doing this, Remy, you hear what the audience is saying. You start focusing to bring your cat out of its dimensional storage. When you open your eyes, you catch Geld in this position, which everyone easily interpret as him stretching. And when he stretches his hand out, only you, Remy, notice that the way that his hands are placed, it's not normal. There's a signal there. He's giving thief can't signal.
Chop his hand off.
Remy, what does a T-pose mean?
Do you say that?
Oh,
Do you say
Remy,
that? Do you say that out loud, Jorg, or not?
No, I didn't see the thief.
Okay, because I would have.
I lightning bolt him. I don't care.
Wait,
No.
you see the thieves' cane?
Yeah, only Remy is a rogue or has a rogue level, so he's the only one who notices that the way that his hands are placed, the way that his fingers are placed, it's some sort of thief cant. You're not completely sure how it is because, like I said, it feels like a branch from something that you've read in a history book. But you get the impression, the general impression of standby.
You know what? Like I think. Yeah, so like because he's not sure if if this is going to translate the same way, but maybe it could like lead to avoiding something later on. But Raimi is going to briefly let out a literal bird call.
Okay.
But at least in his thieves' cant, and his version of thieves' cant is like, make your next move carefully. Or rather, choose your next move carefully.
It takes a minute. But you hear an answer. You get the feeling that for everyone else, it just sounds like maybe a dozen crow flying off, all going, ah! For you, Remy, that sounds like a roll call. They're letting you know there's more of them than there are of you.
Maybe, Joy, this is when you cast Pass Without a Trace. We disappear.
That's
So
not
you-
quite how that works.
No. But it would be.
Now I wonder if I cast lightning bolt in a random direction.
Oh, no. I do know what I will do. I will use Divine Sense, though.
What's the range of Divine Sense?
60 feet.
You don't get anything.
Oh, so they're not right next to us.
They're also not, or maybe they're just not evil.
Well, it would sense.
Oh, they did blow.
Some of
they did admit
them,
to blowing
it would
up
read
the
some
door.
of them.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna. How do I do this? I'm gonna drop back from Gel so he can't hear what I say. I want to whisper to Remy. They're not within 60 feet of us. They can't necessarily exactly see what we're doing.
Do you want to add something, Remy, or
Like it, trying to figure out exactly like
He's rifling through the library. The perfect meme
So
for
I
this.
think-
Just give me a second.
which case I think what he would do is yeah, I think ultimately I think he would like make another like I think the only way that would work is like with a couple series of of a couple bird calls, but ultimately it would translate to like ally or foe, you decide.
Oh, but Remy doesn't say anything to me. He just makes bird calls.
he looks at you and ooh ooh.
Like, honestly, like, I don't know how to translate that one, Remy. It's not even English. Or common, and then.
I mean, like that, because since he knows there's going to be a delay anyway, it's it's like a
Fair enough.
because like then he respond to like audience and like one of the more familiar voices like on your guard.
I'm also gonna pull. Let me see. I'm gonna pull Sachet back also from Gwen, so he can't hear what I'm saying to her. I'm gonna ask her quietly. I would be like, "Can you do you have a way to base communicate with Cuddles or no?"
We have our ways of communicating.
Does Cuddles know how many of them are out there right now?
She takes a moment. She looks around. And she fixates on one tree in particular. You see Cuddles on that tree.
I pull out the blob also.
Okay. So she looks at the tree where Cuddle is. Cocks her head right, cocks her head left. There's at least 20 of them.
Oh, that's a lot.
50 of them?
No, 20.
20.
20.
Oh,
20.
20? Okay.
20.
I was like, what?
20. No. Cuddles is our X Factor. They don't know about Cuddles. They know
He's
that
our
the
ace
weak
in the
has
hole.
20 is a
skills.
lot of eyes, though.
Yeah.
20 is a lot. No, I know. It's not for. It's more like they don't know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the more we rely on Cuddles, the more likely we are to get.
Someone gonna
Overconfident.
figure out how to get around it.
I'm not. Oh no, I'm not relying on Cuddles. I'm more just like they don't know about Cuddles.
George,
20.
you take the tiny blob in a jar and you just look at him discreetly. And it's a good wiggle. It's a significant danger.
All right.
How many are watching us right now? I'll ask. Of the 20.
She looks in the tree, she looks at Cuddles. You see her close her eyes for a moment. She looks at Cuddles again. Oh, they're already all taking aims. There are a few arbalists in there.
Okay.
You remember from Calm. Calm is probably higher level than they are, but Calm can use spell using his crossbow, his gun. So they could be area effect spells. There could be line spells aimed at you right now.
I'll honestly be like, would there be any way to like take out any of them without the others noticing, like quietly, so there wasn't as many, without them being noticing that any of them were missing? Since they just, I wouldn't know that. I would just ask that. Yeah.
Well, that's not something that's easy to discern. The moment Cuddles starts to attack, they're going to be on alert, and he's not going to be able to move in.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of how we can split this. I don't want all of us to like walk into the same area, so they can't set up like a full group.
Oh, that's a bit too
Well, we are
late.
just here to talk, right?
Well, let's just say that they're making sure that they have all of the aces when talking to you.
I lean over to Remy and go. How quietly can you drop something and bury it a little bit?
Is this what I think it is?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Is it actually time?
Not the
No.
Why no? Not the bomb. That wouldn't even work.
Because of the cold.
Well, no, it wouldn't work because like they're in their hidey places, like sniper
Yeah.
spots. They're not gonna move in.
No, but there's someone else that you can call with this. Remy, while you're pondering with Fisher's request, and most likely understanding what he means by that, you do hear an answer to your previous call. Long shriek that everyone would identify most likely as probably a morning owl just going back home or snatching a small animal. Man, there are so many birds in this area. That's so odd.
Yeah, I got 9 insight. I don't know what's going on.
The only one who might notice this is Jor because he knows animals, and that's a lot of animals in a very short very small area. Something's weird here.
I mean, with Raimi, I know something's up. since he's also making animals sound.
So, for you, Remy, the shrieks. The shriek gives a general sense of, with the context of, they decide whether they're allies or foe. The general concept of, we know you're not the one who's deciding this. Meaning that they know you're not the one who's going to decide how the party reacts. Basically, they don't.
They just asked to speak to the manager.
They're all carrots. No.
I mean, look, Raimi already knows his position. Because he was given a position.
He was.
Title and everything.
But
Technically, your position should give you the level to be able to make these kind of communications and like technically speak with them. But I don't think they're gonna recognize that. You tell them that.
So now I need.
Alright, in which case-
I
yeah,
need
like
to know
so
two.
Raimi's going to
Yeah.
like Raimi's going to look over to audience,
Yeah.
and you know what? You kind of like stole the perfect line there, but I'll go ahead and repeat it anyway. I'd like to speak to the manager.
Let's just speak to the manager. Let me roll. Right before I respond to Remy, I'm gonna whisper to Sachet and be like, I don't know if you have this. I don't know how spells work, but I'm gonna be like, if you have the ability to ready an action to cast that like darkness cloud again, if things go south, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
The fog cloud or whatever she cast in that room.
Okay. Although that's always a bit more dangerous casting fog outside. There's always a risk of drawing in something.
We'll take that risk with 20 people. I think. I think we'll take that risk.
All right. And the other thing I want to know is, what does Remy do about Fisher's request?
So, like, remind me, like, how dense are these woods?
Close to the town like this. Not so much, because they've had to cut down a lot of wood to make the village itself, and there are fields, so it's not a very dense underwood. It's probably, like I said, more of an underwood than an actual forest where you are right now. Plenty of place to hide, and there's a little bit of snow on the floor. But it's not dense. There are not large bushes also and things like this.
So I guess specifically in response to Fisher, like a bit on the lower side. Yeah, but my ass will show.
Can you say that again?
It's like, yeah, but my ass will show.
Okay, that's what I heard. Okay.
Honestly, a pretty good phrase for what I think he was trying to say.
I could do it.
All right. So now I need to know what's going to happen because we're already half an hour past our finishing time. So I'm not gonna have a fight happen now, but we can take care of what's gonna happen in the next few minutes.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, audience hasn't really responded to Raimi's.
I mean, I'll be
managerial
like,
request.
yeah, if they want to talk to me, they can. I think that's what we're going to go do.
All right.
All right. In which case, Raimi is going to give like a one more bird call, and he hopes this one's universal, but
Okay.
like I guess it would technically to like a one that's like, you know, like general concept of approval, and followed by parlay.
Okay.
And then I'll keep following Glenn. Clem, whatever his name is.
No, please not Glenn. I had a very bad experience with someone named
Okay,
Glenn.
Glenn. I'm also going to follow him in close enough that if I need to hold him at sword point again, I can.
All right. So, audience, this is what you're doing. Jorg, what are you doing in the next few minutes?
Honestly, Jorg's kind of dumbfounded, I think. I don't know what Jorg's gonna do. He's just gonna be, like, around, nervous, holding the blob, and making sure to watch it if it starts getting too wild.
Okay. Tobiyashi?
I think the only thing I could do, I had no idea what was going on the whole time. I just hear Remy making bird noises and the audience talking to Sachet. So I think if we get attacked, I'm going to, only when we get attacked, I ready an action to cast Mirror Image. And I think that's all I'm going to get ready for.
Okay, so you prepare for combat. Fisher? I can come back into Remy.
No, I think he's just waiting.
Okay. Standby mode.
He doesn't. Yeah, he's not like got his sword out. He doesn't have his like hand on it or anything. He's doesn't want to portray like, you know, come at me in any way.
So
I think he's just kind of waiting.
So you ready a ready action. I feel like I'm talking about Windows now. Remy, what are you gonna do in the next few minutes?
Yeah, it's like, because overall, like to a certain degree, he's like essentially trying to keep to, at the very least, his own word. Well, word.
Sort of. Okay.
But I think at the very least, he's not going to like completely ignore the fact that like maybe like a dodging would be great.
Okay.
You know, like mostly just like just in case, you know, they aren't equally as
Okay.
as beholden, and just like start firing.
And about Fisher's request? Are you gonna try and honor it, or are you gonna stick to your... Nah. I might be noticed.
Well, the funny thing is that what Raimi's actually going to do, like in that particular case, is like he's going to be doing a bit of a double timing with it's like, well, what I might by that I mean like because because like if they happen to walk by within the next few minutes, like like something that might be like like a bit obscuring, like he will actually try to see if he can use his mage hand to to make like a small hole in the ground and then put the acorn in that, but only if there is like a place that he reasonably believes is covered enough to accommodate Ornak. Otherwise, he recognizes that a random tree suddenly growing in the middle of nowhere is
Normal.
probably going to be taken as an offensive action.
Normal.
Normal.
Completely normal. What do you mean?
Especially Oranak is known for his stealthy entrances.
All right.
Yeah, it's like he'll do that request if he believes he can do so discreetly, but until then he's kind of like holding off on it. But that's how he intends to do it, so that basically so that he's doing it hands free.
Okay. Well,
like hands where I can see them, kind of thing.
yeah, no, I understand. So, okay.
Also, can audience? I would say the next. Can audience stop? Can we be like, here's far enough? Can I stop Glenn and be like, here's far enough? Like, we can meet here?
Sure, but he's going to insist that you're at least 60 feet away from your party.
That I'm 60 feet away?
Yeah.
No, that's fine with me. I'd rather be away from my party.
I see how it is.
No, it's more that you guys actually have a lot more options if I'm further away from you than if we're all grouped together.
All right, so everyone readies in case there is action. Readies to react.
Better not.
If something happens, Remy mentally prepares, maybe to drop Onak's acorn on the ground.
We have time.
And
Although, would they actually allow if like both Raimi and audience were 60 feet away from the party?
Do you ask me to ask that, or do you, or do you ask that?
like Raimi kind of like it tugs on your cloak and points at him.
Oh, okay. I'll be like, can Remy come with me, or do I have to go alone?
well, I'd rather you come alone, but if he fills in a vital role,
Yes, he does.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to make sure I'm getting this word for word because I do have this one.
okay.
In audience's voice. Henceforth, I shall be known as Commander Raimi.
He looks at you for a moment. Commander Raimi, huh? As you're walking to this point and commanding a lot of people.
It's Raimi nods. It's not a lie.
Yeah, I mean, if we
There's a
include
whole
everyone in
church
my
of people.
religion, yeah, and you're second in command, technically you're not wrong.
Alright. Alright. You can come.
Alright. I'll follow him.
Alright. So, audience and Remy are taken about 60 feet away from the group, as the rest of the group remains there watching everything. Sachet in the middle of the group. Jorg, Fisher, Tobiyashi sort of form like an interesting star. And Cuddles.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
Hunting in the night.
Watching.
Listen, so Shay can cast darkness if things go south.
Oh, it's fog. It's fog she can
Fog.
cast.
Yeah, it's similar though. Does the same thing.
It does the same thing, although she did warn you that casting fog outside sometime can draw in something bad.
That's okay.
All right. Well, in that case,
I'm sure.
I'm sure everything. She casts fog, and suddenly the last thing Jorg sees is his little wiggly blob going completely bonkers. Oh shit!
And then 2 screaming bitches appear, and we're all fucked.
All right. So, like I said, since I am not sure if this is going to devolve into a full-out combat, I'd rather finish the stream here today because just in case. And so,
Audience is negotiated. It most
tragic.
likely will.
Why do you think Raimi came with you?
all right.
Damn it.
Why?
I wanted to hear some negotiating first, and then, like, right in the middle of it, boom, cut off.
Hey, you had to say something if you wanted to be part of this negotiation. All right. So,
Also, Raimi outranks you.
I was saying I just wanted to hear what they talk about first. I'm fine being back here.
all right. All right.
You notice it's the cult of the dragon doing the negotiating, by the way. If anyone wants to be a part of this, I'm just opening up spots, you know.
He's gonna start a little cult everywhere following him. Oh, good lord, good heavens.
You get to be part of
I like
negotiations.
how you call it a cult now.
No, Sam
Yeah.
calls it a cult. Audience
I
calls
call it a cult. Audience does it.
Oh.
You gotta make difference. Sam is a lot smarter than audience.
Oh, I recognize what it is.
He knows. He knows about his god. He knows about the religion. He knows.
He knows.
All right, so thank you.
He knows, but does he believe?
Well, no, that's why Sam doesn't have priestly powers, but audience does, because he has priestly powers.
I'm only lacking belief. That's the only reason I go to paladin powers.
Yeah.
My fault.
Well, I don't know if you actually have the necessary devotion to be a paladin, but at least a priest, you know.
Low level cleric.
I mean, I'm a very avid follower of a very particular church. It's called the Church of Hot Addiction.
Yes, yes. I feel like a lot of people follow this church. All right.
The Church of Hot. Okay, I'll let that go.
It's a song, by the way, in case you didn't know.
All right. So before this keeps on devolving into something really weird and strange, this is where we're gonna end tonight's episode. I hope you had a pleasant evening. I hope you will be back next week, next Wednesday or Friday if you're watching this on rebroadcast. Like I said, hey, a new follower just before ending. Cool. Sorry, I got distracted by the name appearing in the middle of the screen. Sorry I didn't call you out when I saw it. Sorry. My screen is already on the closing screen, so it was all jumbled up in the middle of the screen where all the text is written. Sorry. So yeah. Like I was saying, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Like we said in the beginning, if we can at least have three people watching, if we're on Friday for the rebroadcast, we're going to be raiding, so stay tuned. Otherwise, hey, I see you in the chat now. So, Connie, the gamer brother, yay! Thank you for following. What was I saying? Yes. If we're on Friday and we have 3 people following the raid, we're going to be raiding. If not, well, enjoy the sound of crackling fire for the next 12 minutes. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also support the stream by making a donation, subscribing on Twitch, becoming a Patreon, and if you can't do any of those, well, simply spreading the word about this channel helps tremendously. And if you can, why not put a like on YouTube? It helps tremendously to draw attention, and I really do assure you it helps. It helps even more when you're a small channel, because you see immediately the result of this. Oh, no one liked. 5 people watching. Oh, someone liked. 38 people watched. It's kind of fun. So, yeah. Spreading the word about this channel also helps tremendously, and it is very much appreciated. And that is about it. So thank you very much for being here, and as always, stay safe and stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.
Any.